Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for joining me on this day for a nice little Christian girl chatty poo. Let's go. I do have a couple of things I want to talk about, at least one main thing that I want to talk about. But before I get into that, y'all, I'm going ahead because this is cozy. Okay, we're getting cozy. We got our cardigans on. It's fall season. It's just giving, cozy. So get cozied up with me so we can chat and do whatever you need to do. But go ahead and grab yourself a coffee, a tea, whatever, a latte, whatever have you. I'm actually gonna be drinking this, like the black rosé tea, the English rose tea. It's like black tea, whatever, with like a rose scent. It's one of my favorites. Honestly, it's one of my favorites, but today I made it a little bit different. I made an apple cinnamon syrup. So I didn't put any sugar except for that syrup in here, and wow. It's literally, it's giving fall, okay? It's giving fall, and it feels so warm, and it feels so cozy. It sounds like it'd be disgusting because it's rose, and I totally understand like why some people would be like, ew. But I made it really quickly with just like gala apples, cut them up with some cinnamon and some syrup, like pancake syrup. Now you could use maple syrup, but pancake syrup is cheaper, and that's what I had in my hand. And I just microwaved it for about like 2 to 3 minutes until like the juices and everything becomes homogenous, and then that was it. Just set it aside to cool. Like, you obviously drain the apples. I ate the apples because I'm not wasting the food, so I ate the apples, but you could drain the apples and do whatever you'd like to do with those apples. If you have like a dehydrator, that might work, and you can make like a apple cinnamon like powder. Maybe if you have like a dehydrator, you could probably dehydrate the apple pieces, but or bake them, or just eat them like I did, or whatever, I don't know, whatever have you. But the syrup is good to set aside, and now you have like an apple cinnamon just like syrup. It's warm, it feels like fall. It's just the smell when it's cooking. It's one of my favorite syrups to make. You can use it on, or you could set aside a portion of the syrup depending upon how much that you make. You can set aside the syrup with the apple chunks, put it on top of ice cream, put it on top of a cake. Like, you do a lot of things with this. Either just the syrup or the apple pieces, or both the syrup and the apple pieces. You could do so many different things with it. But I put it in my tea. You could put it in your coffee. I know it will taste good for sure. But now that we're here with our drinky poos, I do want to get into this topic. One of the things I want to talk about as a Christian woman that I didn't realize was weird until, because I host a Bible study Thursdays and Sundays on Microsoft Teams. I'm still trying to build a community where people are posting in the chat and feeling comfortable to post in the chat, share songs and things like that. I'm still trying to get people be a little bit more interactive. But it is what it is. With time, I'm hoping people will be a little more interactive, but we'll see what happens. Maybe like a few months ago, I honestly don't remember. One of the members we were talking. One of the members, like, I forget how we got onto this on this topic, but we started talking about, like, I think they asked me if I wanted to have kids, or maybe I just said I didn't want to have kids or something. I forget how we got there, but I like let them know, like, yeah, I'm not looking to have any kids, this, that, and a third. And this particular member, like, they couldn't fathom that. They were just like so mind blown. They're like, I've never heard a Christian woman say that they never wanted to have children. And is that weird? Like, am I in the minority here? Like, bro, like, what? I don't think that's weird. Like, I guess because it's a thought that I've had for a very long time, like a very long time. Like, even when I was a kid, I knew that I didn't want to have kids. Don't get me wrong. I would like to have a son in the form of a puppy. Okay? I want to be a dog mom. I don't want to be a mom of a human being, and I don't want to be a stepmom of a human being. Am I weird for that? Am I in the minority for that? Like, I know for sure it does not make me any less Christian, and it does not make me any less of God's child. It's just my own personal preference. I'm not knocking anybody who wants to have kids or anything like that. But I don't know, like recently I've been thinking like, am I a minority here? Like, is there anybody else out there who doesn't want to have kids, either if they're a Christian man or a Christian woman? I know this is a Christian girl chat, but like, do y'all know any guys that are Christians that don't want to have children? Do you know anybody who is a guy who doesn't want to have children, regardless if they're in a faith or not? Like, I don't know why it's such a hard, like, I don't understand like why it was a hard concept for somebody, for that person to like conceptualize, you know? I just didn't think it was weird. I still don't. Like, I just don't want to have kids. I just don't. That's just not in me. Do you guys want to have kids? Like actual human being kids, not like pets as kids? Because during our conversation, this person also like kind of let it slip that it might be hard for me to like get into a relationship, especially as a Christian and things like that. And quite frankly, I don't even care. Like, I don't, if this means I have to be single, then that just means I have to be single. It's just whatever God's will for my life is, with this being a factor, I'm open to. If the Lord has set aside somebody who does not want to have children, and he set that person aside for me, then the Lord set him aside for me. But if he did not, then I guess I will have to be single. And that's something that I thought about. And as somebody with glasses, this is annoying. Like, how am I supposed to see you? How are you supposed to see me? Oh, wow. You can see my eye bags. I was born with these. I've always had these. I had to change the angle because the light reflecting in my freaking like glasses was so annoying. You know what I mean? It's probably annoying for you too, like as a viewer. You know, it was probably, does that annoy you? Like it annoys me. The downfalls of glasses. How you like this angle? Is this angle good? Or does it look weird? Camera angles. The lighting, the action, the extra stuff. I'm like, dang, does this look good? Like, is anyone gonna watch this? Because my lighting is trash? Because let me tell you, my earlier videos, bro, the content was good, but the lighting, like the camera was literally trash. Literally trash. Okay? And yeah, so I'm trying to be better over here. Trying to be better. So not wanting to have children, and is that gonna mess up my future of being in a relationship and getting married? Which I'm not gonna lie, getting married is something that I do want to do. I want to get married, but I do not want to have children. So I don't know how that's gonna look like. But if I end up not getting married, I'm not gonna fret about that. It just is what it is. Is there another Christian woman that understands what I'm saying, or like feels the same way, or am I just alone? Is there a Christian man out there that feels the same way that I do, like genuinely feels the same way that I do? Or not, like, or not. Like, somebody tell me. I can understand why somebody would want to have a child, but I also understand why I just don't. I don't desire that at all. It's just not the lifestyle that I want. But I can understand why somebody would want to, you know, like that's just, it's a personal preference. It's a personal preference. I don't desire that lifestyle at all. Some people want to be a stay-at-home mother. That's their choice. Some people want to be a working mother. That is also their choice. And so I wouldn't be able to give the attention and the energy and time that the kid would deserve. Like, I just would not be able to do that. I don't have the capacity, okay? I don't have the capacity to do that, okay? My social battery is very limited. I have enough to do what I need to do for God's kingdom. And that's about it. I'm gonna be honest, like, this is probably why, like, my friendships don't last. Like, and I don't actually have friends. Like, I don't make friends. Like, I have, like, friends who, well, I have people who are like friends, or acquaintances who are like friends, but they're strictly for work. And I never hang out with people outside of work. Because my social battery is done. I'm trusting what the Lord has for my life. If it's with a husband or without a husband, it just is what it is. And it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. Because as long as I'm doing what I need to do for his kingdom, I'm content. More than content, actually. Like, my main priority in life is to bear fruit for the kingdom of heaven. And to do what I gotta do for the kingdom of heaven, and walk in obedience, and just be with the Lord, honestly. So if the husband doesn't come, so be it. I do want a puppy, though. I already have the name picked out and everything. I already know what my son's name is. I already know what breed my son's name is gonna be. Or not name, what breed my son is gonna be. And I'm gonna be the best dog mama, okay? I'm gonna be the best dog mom ever. But, and that's the capacity that I have to, that's the capacity that I have. That's what I got. So, am I alone in this thought process, or does this make sense to anybody else? Does anybody else feel the same way that I do? Like let me know. Or am I weird? Am I the outlier? Or whatever people say. Outlier, whatever. But I don't know. Don't know. And it is what it is. It just is what it is for me. My main priority is really God's kingdom and bearing fruit for God, and walking in obedience with the Lord, serving him and loving him, taking care of his people in the way that he needs me to show up for them. In one of my previous videos, I said I wanted to get like creative again. I've been looking at all my other old writings that I've had, things that I've posted and things I haven't posted. This is something that I wrote before, and it really is just a short poem-y thing that I'm gonna read really quickly. It's like peace, you know? It's like peace in the presence of the Lord, and it starts like this. Solitude, easy breathing, easy thinking, thoughts slow and light. Peaceful, lazy eyes glance about, not a wicked thought in mind. Inner demons put to sleep by the overwhelming power of God. Blessed. Deep breath, chest filled with warmth. Jesus watches over his children, and he smiled on this one that day. Prayers finally heard, finally answered. Not that there was worry. Faith was never shaken. Faith and love for God will never be destroyed. Satan's work will never be done. It will never be complete. Not to a heart filled with love. With Jesus, there's only love and light. With that in mind, a slow smile tugged at lips. Eyes closed, hands gently clasped. Silent words of thanks were sent to the heavens above. Moments like this, never forgotten. Here's another piece that I've written like years ago, and I wrote this before I was fully walking with the Lord too. I wrote it with the mindset of how God might view us, and this is before I was fully walking with the Lord. Like, I was 100% living in the world. But it says, God isn't a jealous God. Mind you, I was living in a world. I know what the Bible say, okay? I said I was living in a world. I was not walking with the Lord yet when I wrote this, okay? Hold on. But it says, God isn't a jealous God. He's more of a bewildered God. In your opinion, when he is forsaken wholeheartedly, when he is overlooked, when something materialistic or worldly is chosen over him, an opinion, Imagine him to react. Really? After all I have done for you, you do not believe in me. Proof? Evidence you seek? Your life, your existence is evidence. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Deny me? Someone who has not denied you, someone who has not given up on you, sacrificed himself for you, yet there is still denial, betrayal, deny me and betray me for Lucifer, for worldly ways, for worldly things, for drugs and petty mistakes, for another deity. Out of all of this, he still gives us a chance, a way back home, a way into his arms. He waits and gives signs, as if to say, I'll be here, my child. I'll be here waiting, longing to see you and accept you into everlasting paradise. The question is, how can we turn our backs on someone so loving for the sake of the worldly? In other words, for nothing. And I was that was me. I was not fully with the Lord yet. I had an understanding of the Lord in a way, but I didn't understand what it meant to walk with him and like what that really looked like. I just didn't understand a lot of things. For this specific piece, I've gotten feedback on it, and people were saying, oh, this actually gets you thinking about the divinity of the Lord. People were saying that like it allows them to look back at themselves and see where they are at. And there's a lot of good feedback about that, and it got people thinking about who God truly is after reading this. And it's funny because that's what I wanted. Because even though I wasn't walking with the Lord yet, I thought I loved him, and I thought I knew him. And of course I wanted people to be Christians too. I wanted people to know the Lord too. But I didn't even know the Lord then. Honestly, there's a period of my time in my life where I didn't even know if I loved the Lord, because I didn't know like how to love. To be honest. But there's a whole like, bruh, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story for another time. But you know, it was just a thing. It was just a thing. It was just a thing. You know, it was just a thing. But you know, I liked that through this piece, I was doing a bit of evangelism and with the feedback that I was getting, which I didn't realize I even did that because I didn't even know the Lord, and I was doing some type of evangelism with the feedback that I got, you know, where people were actually thinking and, you know, commenting on this and enjoying this piece. I love that a lot, actually. That's so cool. The Lord will even use you where you're at. If you're not fully walking with him, he'll make sure he gets glory. How true is that? But if anybody has any tea recommendations, leave it in the comments down below. If anybody has any like syrup, like additions or recipes for tea down below or whatever, leave it in the comments, please, because I need to I need to jazz up my tea instead of just drinking it straight up. And I have been loving the apple cinnamon syrup that I made. But I want to try different ones. I'm thinking about getting maybe like blackberries or blueberries or something and making like a vanilla, blueberry, cinnamon syrup, or even maybe like a black raspberry, because that would taste good. A black raspberry, cinnamon, vanilla syrup. I've been thinking about making something like that lately. But I don't think black raspberries are in season. But that's all I got for you. Okay. Love you, bye.